Yo, trade recap. Going into today, I was bearish. Yeah, I know, I took it long. I was bearish. So on the 4 hour, we had this big daddy imbalance. That we wanted to see it come into. That's the main reason we were bearish. That was yesterday's move up. Um, and we've got this Fibonacci on here from this low to this high, so at the middle of that range. Um, and this retracement mark, the middle, these retracement marks. I also had this green line is 30-minute equilibrium from just this low to this high. It's like a little stopping point on the way down. But we were bearish overall. And I wanted to see highs get swept out and then moves lower. And what happened? Highs got swept out and we moved lower. But I took a long. Why did I take a long? I don't know. So on ES, we come straight up straight away and we make this 15-minute imbalance. 15-minute imbalance right here. And I drew out equilibrium from this 15-minute low to this 15-minute high. And we see we come down into it. We break 15-minute structure as well. 15-minute broke structure. And then for some reason, me was thinking, oh, we've filled this imbalance. We then pushed higher. We had this 1 minute imbalance filled. We pushed higher again. We came into this was a 1 minute imbalance that held strong the whole time. But we came up, filled this one up again into this 1 minute imbalance that held strong the whole time. And then we came into this imbalance and we came into equilibrium from this low to this high. So I entered and we got dumped straight away. Big fat 5 minute trade, I think. 5 minute and 20 seconds, and we were stopped out. I traded against my own bias. My own bias worked out perfectly. We came up, we swept out these highs. We broke 5 minute structure. We broke 15-minute structure, but what we could have done was see, we come up, we had a 1 minute imbalance. We came down, we broke 1 minute structure here. We instantly rallied higher into the imbalance, and we should have probably entered off of this imbalance, or off of this big candle here. That should have been the entry for the day. Stops probably above here. And then our targets, oh, some lows down here, lows here. But for some reason, we decided to take along and flip our own bias. I don't know why I flipped my own bias, but as you can see, that would not have played out at all. But I flipped my own bias. Oh, another thing for taking the trade anyway. So we broke 5 minute structure, and this is a 15-minute imbalance. Then we see we invalidated this 5 minute imbalance. I was like, okay, I can flip bullish here because we invalidated this, but we were wrong. Our bias was right, but we were wrong. This 1 minute imbalance, we could have took trades off there the whole session and didn't. And I thought I'd done really well because I had held off taking a trade out of all of this choppiness for like an hour. I didn't take a trade for an hour. I was staring at it. I was holding back. I was disciplined because it was like really crappy price action, just up, down, up, down, up, down. I didn't trade until 3:30, so an hour after market open. And it was just not necessary because I thought I'd done really well and stayed disciplined. And I just entered. I just entered for the sake of entering again. Really need to not do that and stop that. On NQ, we took a trade, but we closed it at break even because I was like, what am I doing? What am I trying to revenge trade for? But similar situation, we had this 5 minute imbalance and 5 minute liquidity here that we came up and swept. And then we broke 1 minute structure, made a 1 minute imbalance, chopping it up, chopping. We came into the 1 minute imbalance again, held super strong. We did break 5 minute structure back to the upside on NQ, but we still stayed within that 1 minute imbalance, held it, and then we sold off lower, invalidated this 5 minute imbalance. And then we came into this big 5 minute imbalance we marked out equilibrium from the low to the high. We came into this 5-minute imbalance here and equilibrium, and then we got a massive candle down, which is when I was like looking to enter, and then I entered off the retracement back into this imbalance here and equilibrium from the high to the low. So I entered in there. Well, I entered in off this candle close, this bearish reaction. I think, yeah, down here. My stops, I can't remember where they were. I think they were up here. There. And I would have targeted this red line, because this is a fib retracement line on the stop on the way down. And that trade would have won actually, but I'd said I'm not going to take this trade because I'm just revenge trading, so you can see I stopped it out at break even, but it would have won. So I entered the trade, I exited at break even because I was like, what am I revenge trading for? I've already lost today, but it won. So it's just a sticky day. My bias was right. My bias was right from the start. I took a long against my bias. I traded against my own bias. Oh. Because of that loss, our win rate on this TradingView account is negative, but we're still up 2%. We're still up 2% if we have a look. 102,052. But this trade would have won. We didn't take it. We stopped out at break even because I didn't want a revenge trade. And I only risked 0.5% on this trade anyway, so we lost 0.5% there, and I risked 0.5% here. So we would be back to break even for the day if we stayed in this trade, but we didn't. So lessons to be learned: don't trade against your bias from the start of the session. The 15-minute on ES broke structure, and I decided to take a long. I don't understand what I was doing at all. Messy, I know, messy day. Lessons to be learned. We're still learning. We're on demo for a reason. We actually we entered into this trade and we just didn't. Then we just stopped out straight away. Like, we can have a look at the account history. Look, 0. Where are we? We sold on NQ, and then we bought back at 12 seconds later. No, 2 minutes later. Yeah. We sold at 48 minutes past, and we bought back at 50 because I was like, I'm revenge trading here. I don't want a revenge trade, so I took it off. Obviously that was the wrong decision because we would have won the trade. So a lot of psychological stuff we need to sort out with ourselves overall. But it was a tough day. Price did not give us what we wanted to see for a long time. We could have or should have been open to trading here off this 1-minute imbalance, then go lower, but I don't know what my problem is right now. I'm seeing stuff, I'm seeing the right trades, I'm just not taking them, and I rush and force a wrong trade. This was my bias. My bias played out exactly how I thought it would, and I traded against it, and we've suffered the consequences of that, and we've learned. So that's the trade recap for today. That's the lesson learned for today. I'm hoping we have. Oh, it's a bank holiday tomorrow, so whether or not we trade, we'll see. Probably not. Exam on Thursday. Alton Towers on Friday. So I'm done for the week. Losing week for me. Really, unless we do trade tomorrow. But That's 2 losses this. Is that 3 losses this week? Did we take 2 yesterday? Yes, 3 losses this week, and that's the end of the week for us. So that's tough. That's tough. That is tough indeed. But peace out.